Right on. My little topic here is supposed to be on maintaining your spiritual health at camp. But it's a bit bigger than that. And we'll start off with a simple question. Who here has a relationship with Jesus? Does it come easy? Each one of us is in a relationship. We're on a journey, a spiritual journey, and it's different for each one of us, but it doesn't happen on its own. So how do you maintain your spiritual health? You know, it isn't all that easy, and it takes work. I mentioned that. I wanted to use the analogy of it's like a car. You know, well, not quite, but you want a car, and it's not like a Mustang GT or a Civic SI or anything like that. This is like a Lamborghini, a Porsche. It is priceless. You know, like our relationship with Christ. It is huge, and it takes work. First off, you got to read the owner's manual. So you got to be in the Bible. You know, step one. Once you have that covered, then you have to work at your relationship. It doesn't happen on its own. With a car, you got to wash it, you got to wax it, you clean it, you get rid of all the dirt. Well, the same thing happens in our spiritual journey. We have to get rid of all the garbage. You got to put gas in it. A car doesn't run without gas, and neither does our spiritual life, right? We have to fellowship with other believers. We have to keep encouraged. And how about checking the oil? You know, the car is not going to run too long without oil. And our spiritual health, we need to do a self-evaluation. We need to check where are we at? Are we on the right track? All that kind of good stuff. So, so those are some bases for maintaining our spiritual health. What changes at camp? You know, camp is a bit unique. We often feel we're in a bit of a spiritual bubble. You know, we're doing chapel 2 times a day. The worship leaders are leading us in great sessions of worship. We're doing personal devotions with the kids. We got Bible lesson time. We got evening devotions. All this kind of stuff. But what makes it challenging is that although we're doing all of that, it doesn't necessarily strengthen or maintain our personal relationship with Christ. So even though you're at camp and you've got all this spiritual stuff going on around you, it's not necessarily personal. So if we want to maintain our spiritual health at camp, we got to be mindful of that. We still need to work on our personal relationship with Christ. You know, take time to in private, you know, personal devotion. Set aside time for that. Prayer time. You know, some of us we have different routines for that. You know, pray constantly, all that kind of stuff. But you know, we have to be purposeful in our personal development. So just because we're at camp and all the spiritual stuff is going on, it doesn't substitute for our personal relationship with Christ. We got to work on that. And then after camp, you know, there's always this crash. Well, we don't want to crash this priceless car that we got. We want to insure it. So I would just, you know, like to recommend or suggest that get into a routine, whether it's, you know, 5 or 10 minutes or do a devotional, whatever it is, you know, whether you're at camp or not. But if we have that insurance, there's a really good chance that we won't crash this car and we'll maintain our spiritual health. So those are just a few thoughts on maintaining our spiritual health.